Hi guys, I'm back. Today I'm going to Exodus 6 to 10, Proverbs 3, and Psalm 124. Let's get started. Then the Lord said to Moses, "Now you'll see what I will do to Pharaoh. Because of my powerful hand, he will let the people of Israel go. Because of my mighty hand, he will drive them out of his country." God continued, "I am the Lord. I appeared to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob as the mighty God, but I did not show them the full meaning of my name. The Lord. I also made my covenant with them. I promised to give them the land of Canaan. That is where they lived as outsiders. Also I have heard the cries of the Israelites. The Egyptians are keeping them as slaves. But I have remembered my covenant. So tell the people of Israel, I am the Lord. I will throw off the heavy load the Egyptians have put on your shoulders. I will set you free from being slaves to them. I will reach out my arm and save you with my axe when I judge Egypt. And I will take you to be my own people. I will be your God. I throw off the load the Egyptians have put on your shoulders. Then you will know that I am the Lord your God. I will bring you to the land I promised to give to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. I lifted up my hand and promised it to you. The land will belong to you. I am the Lord." Moses reported these things to the Israelites, but they didn't listen to him. That's because they had lost all hope and had to work very hard. Then the Lord said to Moses, "Go, tell Pharaoh the king of Egypt to let the people of Israel to leave his country." No, Moses said to the Lord, "The people won't listen to me, so why would Pharaoh listen to me? After all, don't speak very well." The Lord had spoken to Moses and Aaron. He had talked with them about the Israelites and about Pharaoh, the king of Egypt. He had commanded Moses and Aaron to bring the people of Israel out of Egypt. Here were the leaders of the family groups of Reuben, Simeon, and Levi. Reuben was the oldest son of Israel. Reuben's sons were Hanoch, Palu, Hezron, and Carmi. These were the family groups of Reuben. The sons of Simeon was Shemuel, Jachin, Ohad, Jachin, Zohar, and Shaul. Shaul was the son of a woman from Canaan. These were the family groups of Simeon. Here are the names of the sons of Levi written in their family record. They were Gershon, Kohath, and Merari. Levi lived for 137 years. The sons of Gershon, by their family groups, were Libni and Shimei. The sons of Kohath were Amram, Issachar, Hebron, and Uzziel. Kohath lived for 133 years. The sons of Merari were Mali and Mushi. These are the family groups of Levi, written in their family record. Amram married his father's sister Jochebed. Aaron and Moses were members of Amram's family. Amram lived for 137 years. The sons of Israel were Korah, Nepheg, and Zikri. The sons of Uzziel were Misham, Elzaphan, and Sifri. Aaron married Elisheba. She was the daughter of Nadab and the sister of Nashon. She had Nadab, Abihu, Elazar, and Ithamar by Aaron. The sons of Korah were Asir, Elkanah, and Abiasaph. These were the family groups of Korah. Elazar, the son of Aaron, married one of the daughters of Putiel. She defined us by Elazar. These are the leaders of the families of Levi. Their names are written in their family records. The Lord had spoken to the same Aaron and Moses. He had told them, "Bring the Israelites out of Egypt like an army on the march." They spoke to Pharaoh, the king of Egypt, about bringing the people of Israel out of Egypt. It was the same Moses and Aaron. The Lord had spoken to Moses in Egypt. He had told him, "I am the Lord. Tell Pharaoh, the king of Egypt, everything I tell you." But Moses said to the Lord, "I don't speak very well, so why would Pharaoh listen to me?" Then the Lord said to Moses, "I have made you like God to Pharaoh, and your brother Aaron will be like a prophet to you. You must say everything I command you to say. Then your brother Aaron must tell Pharaoh to let the people of Israel leave his country. But I will make Pharaoh stubborn. I will multiply the signs and amazing things I will do in Egypt. In spite of that, he will not listen to you. So I will use my powerful hand against Egypt. When I judge them with my axe, I will bring my people Israel out like an army on the march. Then the Egyptians will know that I am the Lord. I will reach out my powerful hand against them. I will bring the people of Israel out of Egypt." Moses and Aaron did exactly as the Lord had commanded. Moses was 80 years old, and Aaron was 83 when they spoke to Pharaoh. The Lord spoke to Moses and Aaron. He said, "Pharaoh will say to you, 'Do a miracle.' When he does, speak to him. Tell him, take your walking stick and throw it down in front of Pharaoh. It will turn into a snake. So Moses and Aaron went to Pharaoh. They did exactly as the Lord had commanded them. Aaron threw the stick down in front of Pharaoh and his officials. It turned into a snake. Then Pharaoh sent for wise men and people who do evil magic. By doing their magic tricks, the Egyptian magicians did the same thing Aaron had done. Each one threw down his walking stick. Each stick turned into a snake. But Aaron's walking stick swallowed theirs up. In spite of that, Pharaoh became stubborn. He wouldn't listen to them, just as the Lord had said. Then the Lord said to Moses, Pharaoh is very stubborn. He refuses to let the people go. In the morning, Pharaoh will go down to the Nile River. Go and meet him on the bank of the river. Taking in your hand the walking stick that turned into a snake. Say to Pharaoh, the Lord, the God of the Hebrews, has sent me to you. He says, let my people go. Then they will be able to worship me in the desert. But up to now you have not listened. The Lord says, here's how you will know that I am the Lord. I will strike the water of the Nile River with the walking stick that is in my hand. The river will turn into blood. The fish in the river will die. The river will stink. The Egyptians will not be able to drink the water. The Lord said to Moses, tell Aaron, get your walking stick. Reach your hand out over the waters of Egypt. The streams, canals, ponds, and all the lakes will turn into blood. There will be blood everywhere in Egypt. It will even be in the wooden buckets and stone jars. Moses and Aaron did exactly as the Lord had commanded them. Aaron held out his staff in front of Pharaoh and his officials. He struck the water of the Nile River, and all the water turned into blood. The fish in the Nile died. The river smelled so that the Egyptians couldn't drink its water. There was blood everywhere in Egypt. But the Egyptian magicians did the same thing by doing their magic tricks. So Pharaoh became stubborn. He wouldn't listen to Moses and Aaron, just as the Lord said. Even that miracle didn't change Pharaoh's mind. In fact, he turned around and went into his palace. All the Egyptians dug holes around the Nile River, near the Nile River, to get drinking water. They couldn't drink water from the river. 7 days passed after the Lord struck the Nile River. Then the Lord said to Moses, go to Pharaoh, tell him, the Lord says, let my people go, then they will be able to worship me. If you refuse to let them go, I'll send a plague of frogs on your whole country. Now the Nile River will be full of frogs. They will come up into your palace. They will have frogs in your bedroom and on your bed. They will be in the homes of officials and your people. They will be in your ovens and the bowl for kneading your bread. The frogs will be on you, your people, and all your officials. Then the Lord spoke to Moses. He said, tell Aaron, reach out your hand to hold your walking stick over the streams, canals, and ponds. Make frogs come up on the land of Egypt. So Aaron reached out his hand over the waters of Egypt. The frogs came up and covered the land. But the magicians did the same things by doing their magic tricks. They also made the frogs come up on the land of Egypt. Pharaoh sent for Moses and Aaron. He said to them, pray to the Lord to take the frogs away from me and my people. Then I'll let your people go to offer sacrifices to the Lord. Moses said to Pharaoh, you can have the honor of sitting there. Time for me to pray. I'll pray for you, your officials, and your people. I pray that the frogs will leave you and your hunt. The only frogs left will be the ones in the Nile River. Tomorrow, Pharaoh said. Moses replied, oh, have it just as you say. Then you will know that there is no one like the Lord and God. The frogs will leave you and your houses. They will leave your officials and your people. The frogs will remain only in the Nile River. Moses and Aaron left Pharaoh. Then Moses cried out to the Lord about the frogs he had brought from Pharaoh. And the Lord did what Moses asked. The frogs died in the houses, courtyards, and fields. The Egyptians piled them up. The land smelled very bad because of them. But when Pharaoh saw that the frogs were dead, he became stubborn. He wouldn't listen to Moses and Aaron, just as the Lord had said. Then the Lord spoke to Moses. He said, reach out your walking stick, strike the dust on the ground with it. then all over the land of Egypt, the dust will turn into nets. So they did it. Aaron reached out at the stick that was in his hand. He struck the dust on the ground with it. The dust all over the land of Egypt turned into gnats. They landed on people and animals alike. The magicians tried to produce gnats by doing their magic tricks, but they couldn't. The gnats stayed on people and animals everywhere. So the magician said to Pharaoh, God's powerful finger has done this. But Pharaoh remained silent. He wouldn't listen, just as the Lord had said. Then the Lord spoke to Moses. He said, Get up early in the morning, talk to Pharaoh as he goes down to the Nile River. Say to him, The Lord says, Let my people go. Then they will be able to worship me. If you do not let my people go, I'll send large numbers of flies. I'll send them on you and your officials. I'll send them on your people and into your houses. The houses of the Egyptians will be full of flies. Even the ground will be covered with them. But on that day, I will treat the area of Goshen differently from yours. That is where my people live. There will not be large numbers of flies in Goshen. Then you will know that I am the Lord, and in this land I will treat my people differently from yours. This sign will take place tomorrow. So the Lord did it. Huge numbers of flies poured into Pharaoh's palace. They came into the homes of the officials. All over the flies destroyed the land. All over Egypt the flies destroyed the land. Then Pharaoh sent for Moses and Aaron. He said, Go, offer sacrifices to your God here in the land. But Moses said, That wouldn't be right. The sacrifices we offer to the Lord our God wouldn't be accepted by the Egyptians because of their beliefs. For that reason, they would throw stones at us and try to kill us. We have to take a journey that lasts about 3 days. We want to go into the desert to offer sacrifices to the Lord our God, just as he commands us. Pharaoh said, I'll let you and your people go to offer sacrifices. You can offer them to the Lord your God in the desert, but you must not go very far. Now pray for me. Moses replied, As soon as I leave you, I'll pray to leave. Tomorrow the flies will leave you. And I'll also leave your officials and your people. Just be sure you don't try to trick us again. Let the people go to offer sacrifices to the Lord. Then Moses left Pharaoh and prayed to the Lord. And the Lord did what Moses asked. The flies left Pharaoh, his officials, and his people. Not one fly remained. But Pharaoh became stubborn this time. He wouldn't let the people go. Then the Lord spoke to Moses. He said, Go to Pharaoh, tell him, the Lord, the God of the Hebrews, said, Let my people go. Then they'll be able to worship me. Do not refuse to let them go. Do not keep holding them back. If you refuse, a powerful hand will bring a terrible plague on you. I will strike your livestock in the fields. I will strike your horses, donkeys, camels, cattle, sheep, and goats. But I will treat Israel's livestock differently from yours. The animal that belongs to the people of Israel will die. The Lord set a time for the plague. He said, Tomorrow I will send down the land. So the next day, the Lord sent it. All the livestock of the Egyptians died, but no one animal that belonged to the Israelites died. Pharaoh searched and found out what had happened. He discovered that not even one animal that belonged to the Israelites had died, but he was still very stubborn. He wouldn't let the people go. Then the Lord spoke to Moses and Aaron. He said, Take handfuls of ashes from a furnace. Have Moses toss them into the air in front of Pharaoh. The ashes will turn into fine dust over the whole land of Egypt. Then painful boils will break out on people and animals all over the land. Their bodies will be covered with them. So Moses and Aaron took ashes from a furnace and stood in front of the Pharaoh. Moses tossed them into the earth. Then boils broke out on people and animals alike. The bodies of all the Egyptians were covered with blood. The magicians can stand in front of Moses because of the boils that were all over them. But the Lord made Pharaoh stop. Pharaoh wouldn't listen to Moses and Aaron, just as the Lord had said to Moses. Then the Lord spoke to Moses. He said, Get up early in the morning. Go to Pharaoh and say to him, The Lord, the God of the Hebrews, says, Let my people go. Then they'll be able to worship me. If you do not let them go, I will will send the full force of my plagues against you this time. They will strike your officials and your people. Then you will know that there is no one like me in the whole earth. By now I could have reached out my hand. I could have struck you with the plague, you and your people with a plague that could have wiped you off the earth. But I had a special reason for making you king. I decided to show you my power. I wanted my name to become known everyone. But you are still against my people. You will not let them go. So this time tomorrow, I will send the worst hailstorm ever to fall on Egypt in its entire history. Give an order now to bring your livestock and to a safe place. Bring in everything that is outside. The hail will fall on all the people and animals that are left outside. They will die. The officials of Pharaoh, who had respect for what the Lord had said, obeyed. They hurried to bring their slaves and their livestock inside. But others didn't pay attention to what the Lord had said. They left their slaves and livestock outside. Then the Lord spoke to Moses. He said, reach out your hand toward the sky. Then hail will fall all over Egypt. It will beat down on people and animals alike. It will strike everything growing in the fields of Egypt. Moses reached out his walking stick toward the sky. Then the Lord sent thunder and hail. Lightning flashed down to the ground. The Lord rained hail on the land of Egypt. Hail fell and lightning flashed back and forth. It was the worst storm in Egypt's entire history. Hail struck everything in the fields all over Egypt. It fell on people and animals alike. It beat down everything growing in the fields. It tore all the leaves off the trees. The only place it didn't hail was in the area of Goshen. And so the people of Israel, don't Pharaoh said to Moses, so no, this time I've sinned. He said to them, the Lord has done what is right. I and my people have done what is wrong. Pray to the Lord, because we've had enough thunder and hail. I'll let you and your people go. You don't have to stay here any longer. Moses replied, when I've left the sea, I'll lift up my hand to pray to the Lord. The thunder will stop. There won't be any more hail. Then you will know that the earth belongs to the Lord. But I know that you and your officials still don't have any respect for the Lord God. The barley was ripe, the flax was in bloom, so they were both destroyed. But the wheat and spelt weren't destroyed. That's because they ripened later. Then Moses left Pharaoh and went out of the sea. Moses lifted up his hand and prayed to the Lord. The thunder and hail stopped. The rain didn't pour down on the land any longer. Pharaoh saw that the rain, hail, and thunder had stopped, so he sinned again. He and his pharaohs became stubborn. So Pharaoh was stubborn. He wouldn't let the people of Israel go, just as the Lord said through Moses. The Lord said to Moses, go to Pharaoh. I have made him stubborn. I have also made his officials stubborn, so I can perform my sins among them. Then you will be able to tell your children and grandchildren how hard I was on the Egyptians. You can tell them I perform my signs among the people of Egypt. And all of you will know that I am the Lord. So Moses and Aaron went to Pharaoh. They said to him, the Lord, the God of the Hebrews says, how long will you refuse to obey me? Let my people go, then they will be able to worship me. If you refuse to let them go, they'll bring locusts into your country tomorrow. They'll cover the ground so that it can't be seen. They'll eat what little you have left after the hail. That includes every tree growing in your field. They'll fill your houses. They'll be in the homes of all your officials and your people. Your parents and your people before them have never seen anything like it as long as they have lived here. Then Moses turned around and left Pharaoh. Pharaoh's officials said to him, how long will this man be a trap for us? Let the people go. Then they'll be able to worship the Lord their God. After realizing that's happened, after everything that's happened, don't you realize that Egypt is destroyed? Moses and Aaron were brought back to Pharaoh. Go, worship the Lord your God. But tell me who will be going. Moses says, we'll go with our young people and old people. We'll go with our sons and daughters. We'll take our flocks and herds. We're supposed to hold a feast to honor the Lord. Pharaoh said, suppose I ever let you go, along with the woman and children. Then the Lord really will be with all of you. Clearly you are planning to do something bad. No, I'll only allow the men to go and worship the Lord. After all, that's what you've been asking for. Then Pharaoh drove Moses and Aaron out of his sight. The Lord said to Moses, reach out your hand over Egypt so that locusts cover the land. They will eat up everything growing in the field. They will eat up everything left by the hail. So Moses reached out his walking stick over Egypt. Then the Lord made an east wind blow across the land. It blew all that day and all that night. By morning the wind had brought the locusts. Large numbers of them came down in every part of Egypt. There had never been a plague of locusts like it before, and there will never be one like it again. The locusts covered the ground until it was black. They ate out everything left after the hail. They ate up everything growing in the fields. They ate up the fruit on the trees. There was nothing green left on any tree or plant in the whole land of Egypt. Pharaoh quickly sent for Moses and Aaron. He said, I have sinned against the Lord your God. I have also sinned against you. You forgive my sin one more time. Pray to the Lord your God to take this deadly plague away from me. After Moses left Pharaoh, he prayed to the Lord. The Lord changed the wind to a very strong west wind. It picked up the locusts. It blew them into the Red Sea. Not even one locust was left anywhere in Egypt. But the Lord made Pharaoh stubborn, so Pharaoh wouldn't let the people of Israel go. The Lord spoke to Moses. He said, reach out your hand toward the sky so that darkness spreads over Egypt. It will be so dark that people can feel it. So Moses reached out his hand toward the sky. Then complete darkness covered Egypt for 3 days. No one could see anyone else or go anywhere for 3 days. But all the people of Israel had light where they lived. Then Pharaoh said for Moses, he said to him, go, worship the Lord. Even your women and children can go with you. Just leave your flocks and herds behind. But Moses said, you must allow us to take our animals. We need to offer them as sacrifices and burnt offerings to the Lord our God. Our livestock must go with us. We have to use some of them to worship the Lord our God. We can't even leave one animal behind. Until we get there, we won't know what we are supposed to use to worship God. So the Lord made Pharaoh stubborn, so he wouldn't let the people go. Pharaoh said to Moses, get out of my sight. Make sure you don't come to see me again. If you do, you'll die. I'll do just as you say, Moses replied. I'll never come to see you again. Proverbs 3. My son, do not forget my teaching. Keep my commands in your heart. They will help you live for many years. They will bring you peace and success. Don't let love and truth ever leave. Tie them around your neck. Write them on the tablet of your heart. Then you'll find favor and good name in the eyes of God and people. Trust in the Lord with all your heart. Do not depend on your own understanding. In all your ways obey him. Then he will make your paths smooth and straight. Don't be wise in your own eyes. Have respect for the Lord and avoid evil. That will bring health to your body and will make your bones strong. Honor the Lord with your will. He will give him the first share of all your crops. Then your storerooms will be safe. They can't hold anything. Your huge jars will spill over with fresh wine. My son, do not hate the Lord's trade. Do not object when he corrects you. The Lord trains those he loves. He is like a father to those he is pleased with. Blessed is the one who finds wisdom. Blessed is the one who gains understanding. Wisdom pays better than silver does. She earns more than gold does. She is worth more than ruby. Nothing you want can compare with her. Long life is in her right hand. In her left hand there are riches and honor. Her ways are pleasant ways. Her ways are pleasant ways. All her paths lead to peace. She is true life to those who take hold of her. Those who hold her close will be blessed. By wisdom the Lord laid the earth's foundation. In understanding he set the heavens in place. By his knowledge the seas were separated, and the clouds struck the edge. My son, do not let wisdom and understanding out of your sight. Hold on to good sense and the understanding of what is right. They will be life with it. They will be like a gracious necklace around your neck. Then you will go on your way in safety. You will not trip or fall. When you lie down, you won't be afraid. When you lie down, you will sleep soundly. Don't be terrified by sudden trouble. Don't be afraid when sins are distracted. The Lord will be at your side. He will keep your feet from being caught in a trap. Don't hold back good from those who are with you. Don't hold it back when you can help. Suppose you already have something to give. Don't say to your neighbor, come back tomorrow. I'll give it to you then. Don't plan to harm your neighbor. He lives near and trusts you. Don't bring charges against anyone for no reason. They have not harmed you. Don't be jealous of a person who has something. Don't choose any of their ways. The Lord really hates simple people. When he makes honest people his closest friends, the Lord puts a curse on sinners, on the houses of sinners. But he blesses the hands of those who do what is right. He makes fun of proud people who make fun of others, but he gives grace to those who are poor and treated badly. But he gives grace to those who are humble and treated badly. Wise people receive honor, but foolish people get only shame. Proverbs 124. Here's what Israel should say. Suppose the Lord had not been on our side. Suppose the Lord had not been on our side when our enemies attacked us. Suppose he had not been on our side when their burning anger blazed out against us. Then they would have swallowed us alive. They would have been like a flood that drowned us. They would have swept over us like a rushing river. They would have washed us away like a swollen stream. Give praise to God. He has not let our enemies chew us up. We have escaped like a bird from a hunter's trap. The trap has been broken, and we have escaped. Our help comes from the Lord. He is the maker of heaven and earth. Now thus done, as united to the Lord's prayer. Please bow your heads. Our Father in heaven, hallowed be your name. Your kingdom come, your will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us today our daily bread. Forgive us our debts as you also forgive our debtors. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from the evil one. For yours is the kingdom and the power and the glory forever. Amen. See you tomorrow. Bye.